Can you imagine an all British podium?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care what the order is, if it's Lewis, George, Lando, whatever order they are, 1 through 3. The absolute scenes that we would be witnessing at Silverstone, man, it's incredible just thinking about that. But I do think if Max Verstappen doesn't win the race, it's going to take a crash or retirement or reliability issue for him not to at least be on the podium. So I think the chances of that are pretty slim. But man, it's mouthwatering just thinking about what that might look
Well,
like.
there's also this to think about is the fact that Max Verstappen historically doesn't go well here. He's only won 2 races here. He doesn't like this circuit. It's a flat circuit. Yes, there's effectively 3 straights, but it doesn't suit the Red Bull. This track actually suits the McLaren more, which is why Lando's got a great opportunity. This is a very infield section. And over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing that the McLaren is actually the best in the slow midfield corners. That's what we have. The first sector here as well, that'll favour the McLaren. Second sector will favour the McLaren. It's only the last sector, which comes through Maggots, which comes out of Copse Corner, through Maggots and Beckett's and down the Hanger Straight. That favours the Red Bull. So it's a really split faction here. We should be in for a great race, but if Max has said only won 2 races here. Last year being the second, the other one being in fact, he's only won 1 British Grand Prix. Can you believe that? He's won 1 British Grand Prix and then he won the 70th
70th
anniversary Grand
anniversary,
Prix.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So he's only ever won 1 British Grand Prix. Lewis won 8. Sainz has won 1. So I'm trying to think who else on the grid. Alonso's won 1 as well. I think in 13. So no, hang on. No, that was Webber in 13. Who? No, it was Rosberg. Who won? I can't remember. Alonso won in 11. There we go. On this layout. Alonso won in 2011. So it's a circuit that will suit more McLaren than Red Bull. So that's going to be interesting. But for top 3 British drivers on the podium, in any order, it could be very reflection of what we see. What could our general election be? Our general election is tomorrow, to where the Labour Party look like they're swinging ahead, predicting majority of 232 seats, which, to try and put that into American standard for you, is the equivalent of one of your parties having the majority not only of the House, but of all of the Senate. You get all of the Senate, and then only like a small fraction is the other party. So it's a big deal. So to try and put it into perspective, I would put Lewis Hamilton as the Labour Party. I'd put George Russell as more of the Conservative Party, and I'd put Lando Norris more of the Lib Dems. So it's a question of it could be we could see Lewis on top, but Lando and George fighting it over second position. Because if it comes to this track, Lewis is king around here. But we've got Lando who's sort of coming up the rise as well. So it's a really strange Grand Prix weekend, and it's a really interesting time. And you won't see any politicians on the podium. Rishi Sunak was supposed to be presenting the Winners' Trophy, but he will not be Prime Minister by the time we get to Sunday. And also, the politics and motorsport, they've been removed. So I don't know who's presenting the trophy come Sunday now, because it was supposed to be him.
Well, I think it would be amazing for Lewis to win, of course, because I think back to when Kimi won Coda in the Ferrari, and everybody recognizing this was his last year with his current team and getting that final victory before he moved on. Of course, Lewis is going to Ferrari. Kimi was going to an Alfa Romeo Sauber team that we knew was not going to be competitive for wins, but a little bit of a different story for Lewis, not quite apples to apples, but that would be really great to see. But I'm just glad. I think we can officially say with Mercedes winning this weekend, it's a big 4 now. We've been saying it's a big 3 for years with Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes, obviously, and McLaren have slowly been working their way back up. And just as they got back, it looked like Mercedes took that step back and McLaren just replaced Mercedes. But I think George Russell was in third. You can say the seas parted for him, and he took advantage of the opportunity, but he was in position to take advantage of the opportunity to win a Grand Prix on merit, and he did exactly that. And we'll see if he can add to that total this coming weekend at Silverstone, or if any of the top 3 British drivers can do that. That would certainly be a hot. Josh, I don't know if you want to follow up on that before we go into the knots here.
Well, we've got 4 different teams, but effectively it's only 7 drivers because everybody is sort of discounted Sergio Perez. So it's quite funny, really.
I didn't want to go. I will say this about Checo. He's won multiple races in that Red Bull. Gasly couldn't say that. Albon couldn't say that. At least Checo has that on his record. Nobody can take those wins away from him. But the last of those wins came a long time ago, and it does not look like with current form that he's going to be competing for wins anytime soon. But he still somehow got a 2-year extension, whereas Gasly got replaced mid-season, and then Albon never really got a chance beyond, I think, one podium to show what he could do in the Red Bull. He had to, again, sacrifice a year of his career before he got the Williams seat. So we'll see. I don't know. I feel kind of bad because I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, I guess you could say really 7 drivers in the mix, and Piastri's flirting with his first career win as well. So who knows what's going to happen? But complete role reversal from what I expected the season to be. It's been fantastic. Some of the competition that we've gotten